Hello everyone, I'm Onna Harps and today I am going to be reviewing Married at First Sight, Season 14, Episode 18. The show is about complete strangers who meet and marry for the very first time. The couples have already gone on their honeymoon to Puerto Rico, and now it's time for them to have a housewarming party. They've all moved into their apartments and they're inviting their spouse's friends over for the housewarming. So before I begin, if you like my video, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification button down below so that you'll be notified every time I upload a video. The first couple that I am going to discuss is Noy and Steve. The episode opens up with Noy working at her computer and Steve is cooking because we all know that Steve doesn't have a job. So Steve also had the nerve while Noy was cooking to tell her that he has enough savings and resources to take care of himself. Now you let that marinate for a minute. So they had the housewarming party and they prepare cuisines from both of their cultures. And Noy is alarmed when Steve's friends tells her that Steve has a large network that he could pull from in order to become gainfully employed. Now Steve has told Noy's friends that it's going to be a deal breaker if she expects for him to get a traditional 9 to 5. So the next day, Steve gets upset because Noy had overcooked his noodles. Noy was in the kitchen cooking. She had 2 separate pots. I don't know if she has like gluten-free noodles and I don't know what kind of noodles he eats, but she was boiling the noodles in separate pots, and Steve was annoyed because he said that Noy had overcooked his noodles. So anyway, Steve was dogging Noy out, saying, well, you're paying more attention to your noodles than you are paying to my noodles, and you've overcooked my noodles. So Noy just stops in thin air. She goes, grabs her backpack, her dog, Sushi, and she walks out the door and she says, F this. Okay, Steve's trying to get in contact with Noy. He sent her endless telephone calls, text messages, and she didn't respond. So she came back the next day and she told Steve that, she was annoyed because, he was dogging her out about the noodles. But she said that in the future that she won't just shut down, that she'll have a discussion with him. But here's the thing. Noy was serious about those noodles. Noy was like, don't be messing with me about my oodles or noodles. And also, you sitting up here talking smack to me about my oodles or noodles and you don't have a job. Although Noy said that she wouldn't break down anymore and that she would communicate with him, I think that Noy is still going to be a little bit salty until Steve gets a job. So the next couple that we are going to discuss is Katina and Olajuwon. Their scene opens up with Olajuwon working out at the park with his friend, and he's still concerned about the fact that Katina cannot cook. So Katina's friend visits her, and she's concerned. She tells Katina that Olajuwon had told her and the other friends at the wedding that Katina is the only African-American girl that he had ever had a serious relationship and that he was just trying something new. Okay, you're married to Katina. What do you mean you're trying something new? So now it's time for their housewarming party. They have takeout chicken because Katina can't cook. They had a couple of snacks. They didn't have any sides, and they had libations. Okay, so after the housewarming party, the next day, Katina goes grocery shopping. The first time she went grocery shopping, Olajuwon said that Katina brought home 1 bag of groceries and basically some bread and water. And she was gone for 2 hours. So I guess she stepped up her game this time because she drove up with a whole trunk load full of groceries. Olajuwon surprised Katina with a haircut. He had cut off his mohawk because she expressed that she didn't like his mohawk. Okay, now Katina, Olajuwon has gone to the shop. I'm going to still need to see you down at the salon, at the shampoo bowl, getting your hair shampooed. Because that part has not moved in the center of your hair. So you have not shampooed that hair. But anyways, it still remains to be seen if it's an issue that Olajuwon has never dated an African American woman. But Katina said that she was okay with it. She's unbothered by that. So let's see how long Katina just keeps this passive attitude. The next couple that we are going to discuss is Lindsay and Mark. Okay, they have their housewarming party. It seems that everybody is getting along, and the housewarming party seems to be going well. All seems to have had a good time. But that's all I'm going to say about this couple for now. I'll get back to them. The next couple I want to talk about is Jasmina and Mark. The episode opens up with Mark visiting his sister and expressing to his sister that him and Jasmina have been having conflict, but things have gotten better since Pastor Cal came to visit them and gave them some coping tools in order to communicate with each other better. Jasmina meets with her friend, and she's still set on, the lie that Mike told. So they have their housewarming party. They prepare a Mexican fiesta. They have tequila, libations flowing. They all seem to have had a good time. They play charades. They're laughing. They're vibing. So they seem to have reset their relationship. So we'll see where this relationship goes. The next couple that I am going to discuss, and the final couple that I am going to discuss, is Alyssa and Chris. As you all know, Chris has decided at day 10 that he wanted a divorce. So they call all the couples to the bowling alley so that they can inform the couples of their status. So all of the couples are sitting around, and Lindsay, remember Lindsay, the one with the raunchy mouth? She's making all kind of sexual comments, and she's just being her basic raunchy Lindsay self. She's offending Mark, her husband, as well as the other couples. So Mark pulls Lindsay to the side, and he was like, hey, let me talk to you, player. He's like, do you think that you could take it down a little bit? You're being embarrassing. So Lindsay blows up, and she starts screaming at Mark. Mark gets up, and he was like, yo, you appear to be, intoxicated. Her eyes appeared to be red, and her voice seemed to be slurred. So Mark walks off, and he says, look, I can't do this. So Lindsay gets up, and she runs in the bathroom, and the producer comes in the bathroom as well and asks her what's wrong with her. Lindsay is screaming at the top of her lungs that she said that Mark had small genitalia. She said that Mark did not make her climax. She said that Mark lived in a roach-infested apartment. And she said he needed to get his money game up and that he could just go ahead and bounce. With that said, they showed a preview of Lindsay and Mark last week. They're at the restaurant just a kicking like nothing never happened. Where do they find these people? Okay, well, that concludes my review of Married at First Sight, Season 14, Episode 8. And it comes on Lifetime TV. I'm Onna Harps, and if you like the review, please hit the like button down below, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. See ya!